Me and this little hat. Okay, you crooked. Show a little bit of hair. Oh, this way. Okay. Okay, girl, you got it. You got it, girl. You got it, girl. You got it, girl. Okay. Ooh, she was loud. Let me turn this off. I gotta find a hey Demona. I gotta find a photo that I use when I do my lives because I don't like that thing that comes up on StreamYard. We here. And you know what's interesting to me? Hey Sundrop, what's interesting to me is I don't know if this hey Jerry, I don't know if this has become because I have started watching more videos. I've gotten back into watching more spiritual videos and more people who, you know, align with me spiritually or more people who are in the same practice that I'm in. But I do see a lot of young, and I see more women than men. And that is a question too, is why are women more spiritually open or more concerned spiritually than men? Because I see way more women on this journey than I see men. Now, so far, watching the YouTube videos that I watch, I've seen two couples that, I really think is beautiful if your partner is on the same path as you. I think that, that's great, but they don't have to be. But if they are, it's nice for two people to, basically be doing the same thing. So I did find another couple, and they are a young couple, and it seems like I know they had to travel to either Miami or Texas. They had to travel somewhere from where they live. They had to travel to receive their, I think they received the hand of Ifa, I think. And one thing that you do have to understand is, you know, even though these are traditionally African religions, there are different religions in there, just like Christianity has um um Pentecostal church. Don't they all consider themselves Christian, right? Yeah, because they all believe in the same Bible. So Pentecostal, apostolic, Church of God in Christ, Baptist, non-denominational, they're Christian too, even though they say non-denominational, they still use the same Bible as Christian. Like they all fall under the same umbrella. That's how Ifa, Santeria, Lukumi, it all falls under the same umbrella as traditional African religion. So lately, I have been seeing it seems like more people are interested in Ifa. Now, I've had I've gone both um routes. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, I think that the person that did my EFA ceremony scammed me. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all because I think this is, why I'm always so adamant about you guys really, knowing who you are using. I believe that this person, well, it's not believe. I know this person was not who they claimed to be. When I met this person through someone else who said they were a priest, that they had been initiated by this lady. She was well known on social media, I looked her up, well known on Facebook, and, she had a nice following. But there were some red flags. And I should have listened to my spirit. The only good thing is she only got me for $150 because after that, things started getting weird. So, when I tell you guys to be careful, really be careful. I went to how I found out she wasn't who she said she was a few years ago. She did a GoFundMe because she wanted to try to go to Africa to get initiated. Now, she had already lied to me and told me that she was initiated. She had, a Aleke, she had all of the implements that you're supposed to have as a priest, but she had purchased those things from either a Botanica or online or whatever. So she was presenting herself as a priest, but in all actuality, she was who I am. We were on the same exact level. She hadn't had any more initiations than I had. So when I saw this GoFundMe, she was trying to raise like $30,000 or something because she wanted to go out. She wanted to go to Nigeria. So she's trying to raise, I think, at least like $30,000 or something for her initiation. I don't think she ever got the money because she never, I'm pretty sure if she got the money, she would have thanked people. But then, too, she unfortunately started battling breast cancer. But I don't think she reached her goal. And when I saw that GoFundMe, I was reaching out to a friend of mine who knew her, and I was like, "She not a priest?" And she was like, "I guess not." Because she was under the same impression that I was. And she was like, "Let me talk to somebody and I'm gonna call you back." And so she ended up calling someone that we authentically know is a priest, who was her godmother. And she was like, "No, she's not a priest. She out here telling people she a priest." Yeah, she was. Now she may not still be doing that in 20, I think this was like 2019 or something. She put her GoFundMe around COVID time. So 2018, 2019, because I think she was trying to give her maybe 2018 before COVID. Because I think she was like trying to give herself at least a year to, come up with the money and finalize everything. Like she lied so much. Not only did she lie and say that she was a priest, She said that her son had been initiated, that he was a priest. And it was weird to me when I went over to her house and I didn't really see any Orisha. And I asked her, I was like, well, where are your Orisha? And she was like, oh, well, in Ifa, things are done differently. We don't have to have our Orishas in pots. All right, then. But yeah, I was scammed out of $150. And then it was weird to me because after everything, after she did everything that she claimed she did, I was like, so I don't get any Alekes or a Ide or nothing. And she was like, oh, it's not finished yet. You'll get it in a couple of days. Like you'll get it when you come back after your week in whites. You'll get it then. I still don't have it. So we had, I don't want to call it a personality clash, but there were just some things in my spirit that just wasn't jiving right with her. And it seemed like she was doing things that were not like Ifa related, like moon rituals and, having, you know, only women come to her house, and we're doing she what did she call them, child? It had something to do with your menstrual cycle and the moon. Well, I at the time I wasn't having a cycle because I had had a hysterectomy. And I didn't want to, I didn't feel comfortable being around women if that was what y'all was going to be talking about, because I would be the odd man out. And so I told her, and she just like didn't have no compassion for me or nothing. She was just like, "Oh, okay then. Well, next time we have something, I'll let you know." And that was that. So I was like, okay, this she's definitely not godmother material. So, I wrote that $150 off as a loss and went on by my business. I sure enough did. And then that kind of put me in a position where I was like, okay, I'm just going to not do anything right now and just take some time and, do my own thing, because I don't want to, I just don't want to go through that. And I felt like at the time I, wasn't really listening to my own spirit. I was listening, but I wasn't heeding what they were saying. Like I was listening, and I was like, all right, I hear you. And then, I would just go off in it, like in that situation, lose $150 or, whatever, because I wasn't being obedient. So I stopped and just said, forget it. I'm just going to, hey, everybody, I'm just not going to, deal with anything right now, like anything official. So now, I feel like I've gotten back on track. I'm, really trying to take more spiritual videos into, my system. And it just does seem like there are a lot of people now who are on that journey. And maybe it's just, social media makes it look like it's a lot of people, but I've been on social media for a while, and it just doesn't seem like um before there were these many videos about people, really taking that leap and wanting to not just wanting to find out information, not just researching information, but actually being initiated. Now there are still a lot of videos with people, who are saying that initiation is not for them. They don't feel like they should have to be initiated. That's not the way that they want to go. But then there are a lot of people who are being initiated. Like this last couple that I saw, I think the young lady said they're like 28, and she didn't speak for him and he didn't talk in the video, but she was saying that she had did a lot of research, and she had started at one point and then stopped. Now she is her and her boyfriend are back on track, and they actually went and had their first initiation. And it looks like when they received the hand of Ifa, they also received their warriors. Also, I'm not sure what you receive when you receive the hand of Ifa, so please don't ask me. I have not officially received the hand of Ifa, so and I don't have my warriors. I only have my Lekes. And in Lukumi, when you have your first initiation, normally you just receive your Elekes. You don't receive your Elekes and your warriors together. Now they can do that, but they normally don't. It's normally just one ceremony, and you receive your Elekes, and then you come back later and you receive your warriors, because normally everyone there is receiving their elekes, and sometimes people, that's as far as they want to go. They don't want, they may not be ready for warriors, or their reading didn't call for them to have their warriors at the time. At the time, my reading didn't call for me to have my warriors. My reading actually called for me to have a crown that I decided I wasn't ready for, because I had just came into it. So I wasn't ready for that. So it just depends on, each person. So I had my ceremony done with one other person, and we both received our elecades that day. So it just really does, and I'm happy for people. I am so happy to see young people moving into a more spiritual connection, divine connection, especially women, because we need it. Everybody needs it. But I think we need it more because we are responsible for children. We have to have some type of grounding. You have to be grounded to something, because if you're not, you're going to be all over the place. And everything that happens to you is going to drive you crazy because you don't have that real connection to source. And as women, we're working, we're, birthing children, we are raising children, we're taking them to this thing, doing this, going here, going there, and we're stretched thin. And if we don't have some type of connection to source, it's just too easy for us, because we are more emotional than men. It's too easy for us to then fall into depression, or have anxiety, or be going through it. And of course, when you go to the doctor or to the therapist, the first thing they're going to want to do is medicate you. And it's not always about medicine. Sometimes you just missing that connection. You're not praying, you're not grounding yourself, you're not meditating, you're not doing any of those things that, heal your soul. And sometimes that's that missing piece. Your soul is just all over the place. You're moody, you unhappy, you don't know why, you don't have a clue why everything gets on your nerves, you popping off on everybody, you aggressive, you fussing at everybody, you fussing at the kids, you at work fussing at people that you can't get along with people at your job, you can't get along with nobody because your soul is just not happy. There's so much going on in your life. You're not grounded. Your soul is just don't have time to rest. And some people go to sleep at night and wake up in the morning as tired as you were when you went to sleep. Your soul, on a spiritual level, you're tired. And that part of you don't rest at night. That's still up, still trying to fix things, still trying to, solve problems and stuff. So, of course, when you wake up the next morning, you're still tired because you didn't sleep, you didn't rest. Your body rested, but your mind and your spirit were still woke, just, running through, going here, doing that. Oh, I got to do this when I get up in the morning. I got to, no, because you are not grounding yourself at night. You're not taking that time to figure out what are some of those things on your mind, even if you have to write those things down in a journal. Me and my husband, when he comes home from work, every night I stay woke. I usually will take a nap so I can be woke when he comes home at 1 o'clock so he can decompress. If something happened at work that he needs to talk about, I want him to be able to talk to me and get that stuff off his chest so when he goes to sleep at night, he can sleep good. If anything has happened, this is where you can talk. You have to get those things off of your chest at night, off of your heart, off of your mind, wherever you feel like you store that energy. You have to get that energy off so that your body can sleep at night. They tell you to don't eat anything at least 3 or 4 hours before you go to sleep so that your digestive system can sleep while you're sleeping. Because if you go to bed with a stomach full of food, your stomach is working, your digestive system is working. It's up, just okay. Yeah, can we squeeze? Do we have enough acid to? Oh, she sleep. The acid, keep the acid from backing up into her esophagus. And your body is just constantly working, trying to make sure that everything is being processed through your colon, your stomach, your large and small intestines before it can even rest. Well, your spirit is the same way. If you go to bed mad, you go to bed full of stress and anxiety, you wondering about, am I gonna have to get up and pay this bill? Is my electricity gonna be off in the morning? How am I gonna get these kids to school? Oh, do Johnny got his bus fare? Oh, did he take his clothes out? Did he iron it? You go to bed like that every night. You are going to wake up tired. You got to clear your slate every night. And if that means that you need 5, 10, 15 minutes to sit by yourself and, okay, yeah, let me see. All right, I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm going to do this tomorrow. Write those things down and forget about them. Or just say, hey, tomorrow's a new day. What I didn't do today will get done tomorrow. That's it. I'm not going to be worried about that shit. I don't go into the next day worried about shit that happened today. Tomorrow is a new day. If I didn't do something today, all right then. It didn't get done. If it gets done tomorrow, cool. But I'm not going to go to bed worried about anything because when I lay my head down, I want to rest. I want every part of me to go to sleep. Unless there's something specific that I know I'm working on and, okay, go do that. That's different. But that's, focused energy, not just, all over the place energy because I don't know how to center myself. I don't know how to ground myself. I don't know how to keep myself from just, flying off at night. So that's one good thing about people coming into um coming on their spiritual journey or getting on their spiritual journey because it's going to teach you those things. It's going to teach you how to steal your mind, how to give some of your issues to God or, to the Orisha. There is a practice that you're going to follow, and that's going to, teach you how to pray, teach you how to talk to, you know, your spirit guides, your ancestors. A lot of that shit that we carry every day, we don't have to carry that. The burdens that we carry, we don't have to carry. You choose to carry that. You don't have to carry that. You don't have to be a bag lady. There you don't have to carry around your problems, your kids' problems, your mate's problems, your pets' problems, your grandkids' problem. You don't have to carry that shit. Give that to God and let him carry it so that you can walk around free. God don't even want you to carry that. That's what he is for. He don't want you to carry all those burdens and be bogged down and unhappy. I was watching somebody's video and they were like, I was happy and I was living good, but I knew something was about to happen because God don't want us to be happy. That's a damn lie. Who don't want their kids to be happy? God wants us to be happy. He does not want us to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders because we're not strong enough for that. We're not built for that. We're not built to carry problems because our mind is fragile and it don't take much. It don't take and some people are more sensitive than others. It don't take much to tip you right on over the scale. And before you know it, you've either done something that can cause you to be in jail, you've done something where you can hurt someone, or you've done something that could hurt you financially, mentally, spiritually. So you have to learn how to put some of those things that you are carrying, you have to learn how to put them down. You have to. And the younger you learn that, the better. The younger you learn, it doesn't make you any stronger of a woman to be carrying around other people's problems. And some women, carry that as a badge of honor. I do this for my man. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm at the jailhouse waiting on him because he in jail. I'm putting money on his books. I'm doing that. That's your badge of honor. But if that stuff is stressing you out and you robbing Peter to pay Paul because you putting money on his books and letting him call the house because he locked up and stuff and you stress you don't have nobody to go to for this that and the other, it's just you and your kids against the world because your baby daddy locked up, you adding stress to your plate. We supposed to be clearing our plate, not adding more stress to it. So if you're not on, if you're not on a journey, get on one. And I'm not saying you have to get on the one I'm on, because this is mine. This is my journey. I'm walking this journey. So you have to get on the journey that is for you. If I may not be for you. You may be Baptist. I'm Baptist. I'm a Christian. I have all those things. And maybe that's the only thing for you. But if that's for you, then do it. Whatever you're going to do it. Don't half step do it. Do it, do it. Do it for real. Like, really get into it and really understand how to keep yourself grounded, how not to allow everything that's going on in this world to make you depressed. I see so many people who, young people who are talking about anxiety and depression. Everybody is either anxious or depressed. But I think a lot of that is they're confused. They're not grounded. They're flighty. They're just all over the place. Yeah, you're gonna be anxious. You're not praying. You're not grounded. Of course, you're going to be anxious. You're gonna be anxious. You're gonna be depressed because there's so much shit going on in your life. You don't know what to do with it. You don't know who to talk to because everybody in your peer group is going through the same thing you going through. You in a pool and everybody drowning. So can't nobody save you because all y'all in the same position. So if you're not on some type of journey, you need to ask yourself why. What is keeping me from being grounded? What is keeping me from having a connection with my creator? You didn't just land on this planet. There is a creator. Now, who you call God is up to you. I don't care. I don't care who you call God. I don't. But you need one. You need to call somebody. Somebody. Now, it don't matter who it is to me. And who I call God shouldn't matter to you. So, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that there is a shift? Because I know a lot of people, like to use that term, that there is a shift right now. More people are leaving traditional Christianity, the Christianity that I and my mother and her mother, that they grew up, the church that we grew up in is, you know, coming to a close. That church, because those older people singing those hymns and what they called old Dr. Watts, those grandmas and great grandma, they are dying. And that part of Christianity is going with them. So there has to be a shift. There has been exodus from the church. And when I say the church, I mean, the traditional building where we used to go every Sunday. You was going to church every Sunday or else. There's a shift. because people are not going to church like that. Like my mother-in-law goes to church. She don't go every Sunday, but she has started back up again since, this whole COVID thing. And she said it's like 20 people there. This church used to be jam packed to the point where they had to have more than one service. She said it is 20 people there at the most. And that's including the choir, child. She said it's only about 4 or 5 people in the choir. Okay, I don't understand you, Sandra. It matters to others. If it's the wrong God, then we're wrong. What is the wrong God? What is the wrong God? Because is Allah wrong? What is the right God? And who gives any of us the right to tell other people what God is right for them? That's what I grew up thinking, that Muslims had the wrong God. Allah was not. But who am I to tell someone that the God that they grew up with is wrong? Who am I to tell someone that who has that is there, it's an established religion. There are millions of Muslims. So who am I to tell them that Allah is not God? Because see, that's how black people got to where we are now. The slave master telling us that a God that we came to America worshiping was not God. That's how we got forced into Christianity. And that is why now we are trying to get back connected to our original source. There is only one God called by many names. Now, some of you people believe in this whole false God, all of that kind of stuff. That's your belief, but it's not mine. There's only one God, called by many names, called by Allah in the Muslim tradition, God by Christians, people that speak English, Caucasian people. Then there's Olodumare by the Yoruba people. One God, many names. Of course, God is going to have a different name because people speak different languages. If they don't speak English, they're not going to say God the same way we do. They're going to call him by the name of the language that they speak. Even the Bible speaks on when the day of Pentecost and all of the people came together and they could all understand each other because they were, even back in biblical times, they were speaking different languages. So I don't believe in telling people that, oh, you not this, you don't believe this, then no, let people believe what they want to believe. Worry about your own salvation. I don't have time to worry about anybody else because I'm doing my own thing. I'm worrying about my own salvation with fear and trembling, and let other people worry about theirs. Because see, when their time comes, I'm not going to be able to stand next to them and tell them, well, I told you, girl. I'm not going You're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to do that. So why are you worried now about what somebody else is doing? Hindu gods, they're Hindu people. That's their tradition. Who are you to tell them that their gods are false? You can't do that. Worry about yourself. Do you see the Hindu people telling Christians that Christianity is wrong? No, Christians are the only people that do that dumb shit. The only people that do that. And that goes all the way back to the slave masters. Y'all, they did that. I don't care what Hindu people are doing. I don't care what Muslims are doing. I don't care what anybody is doing. The only person I care about is myself and my family. And there are people in my family who are doing all kind of things. I have Catholics in my family. So I'm going to go to mass with them and tell them what you doing is wrong. No, I'm not. Ever. Because that's what they believe in. That's their belief. They respect mine and I respect theirs. This is where you mess up, telling people that what they're doing spiritually is wrong. Let people do what they want to do. You're not going to be there when they meet their maker. You ain't going to be nowhere near them. You're not going to be at their bedside when they die, when they take their last breath. You're not going to be there. So why do you care what they're doing? Why do you care? Corinne, is it Corinne? I'm on my path to initiation into Ifa. I feel like I have come home. I'm happy for you. I have come to believe that religion is culture. It is all the same God, one God, called by many names. And I'm Baptist because my mama was Baptist. She's Baptist because her mama was Baptist. My best friend across the street, they were black. They were Catholic. Her mama was Catholic. Her grandmama was Catholic. My best friend down the street, when I was a little kid, they were Church of God in Christ. Her mama was Church of God in Christ, and daddy, her grandparents were Church of God in Christ. It's cultural. You are normally what your parents are until you get old enough to make that decision for yourself. And then you become what you want to become, or you stay with, what you learn. So, I sometimes, with religion, you have to open up your mind. Closed-minded people in religion don't work. That's how our ancestors got forced into Christianity because the slave masters only saw one thing. And what's funny to me is the majority of people that claim they're Christians are some of the most evil people in this world. The slave masters, for example, who claim to be Christian but beat their slaves. I don't understand that. I don't get it. I don't get it. Because isn't the foundation of Christianity love? Supposed to be, right? For God so loved the world. So, you know, let people be who they are. Let people, let the Hindu people, let the Muslim people, all the people be who they are. And if you go back and watch some of my older videos from 2 years ago, you will see that I had all type of tapestry with Hindu gods and everything on my wall. I confused everybody that came to my house because I collect Buddhas. And people would always ask me, "Are you into the Hindu?" No, I collect Buddhas. I think Buddhas are beautiful and I collect them. Now, do I pray to them? No. They sell them in stores so you can have them. You know, there are a lot of Buddhas in Home Goods and Ross and all other kind of places. They are decoration to me. I treat them with respect because I know that, they in the Hindu culture or whoever, um, they are reverenced. But to me, they are, part of my, like I collect crystals and I don't pray to crystals, but I do collect them. It's the same way. I mean, when I was like really deep into church and stuff, we used to minister and witness to people. But you have to learn when you are witnessing to people to plant the seed and let God do the watering. You can't plant the seed and water. You have to plant the seed and let God do the watering. So you can't force people to believe what you believe. You just give them the information and that's it. And if you don't understand that, then you are not a true witness. If you're going to make people feel uncomfortable and feel like you're trying to force your beliefs on them, then you're not helping. You're not helping. You plant the seed and let God do the watering. It's not up to you to water and plant. I find it funny that the Fox News Christians claim that there is a war against them, laughs in AR. But you're right. We should all be loving and respectful. I don't, I can't watch Fox News or I don't get off into, um, I'm not into politics. I don't get into that because that's just a way to keep us divided. This whole Democrat and Republican thing is just a tool to keep people divided. This country is based on the foundation of this country is based on violence and fear and division. And so I try my best to stay away from that because, politics is one of those things that can really make people fight each other. And I try to stay on this channel, I try to stay more on a spiritual um tip because there's a difference. There is a separation between religion and state and law. There's a difference between God's law and man's law. And I try to stick more with God's law. Because when you stick more with God's law, it's more love based. Man's law is not. And it's not because they don't care about people, period. If this America cared about people, rent wouldn't be so high that people are living in tents on the street. People would not be in the position that they're in now, not, working every day and barely affording to be able to find a place to stay. I don't care. We don't care. The 1% has what they have, and screw the rest of the people. I don't care about y'all. Your rent is $2,000. Oh, well, you ain't got $2,000. Well, you need to work harder. But people are working hard. But these jobs are just not paying people a living wage. So I try my best not to um get into politics or, talk about that kind of stuff because it's just irritating to me. Because I've been on this planet 57 years and it seems like we are moving. Things are worse now than they used to be in the 80s and 90s. And you would think because technology is so much more advanced now than they were in the 70s and 80s, you would think that things would be so much better, but it's not. Shit is getting worse. And it's because of these lawmakers. And I think a lot of it is because people were so distracted. It's so many distractions. And we work so hard, we're doing so much. So when we are at home, we want to find something to take us away from the to take us away from that seriousness. Like we've been to work all day. We want to come home and relax and laugh. We don't want to get into anything serious. So we kind of push our spiritual needs to the side because I find that happening to myself. Like when things are going on around me, I find myself just tuning out. I just get on TikTok and just scroll through videos and just for shits and giggles instead of watching videos that will really feed my soul. And that's how we are as people. Sometimes we just want to tune out. We just want to laugh and act crazy. We don't want to do anything serious. And we have to make sure we are feeding our spirit. We are having a connection to the ancestors. They're there. They don't want to be forgotten. They want us to connect with them. They want to help us. But we're so busy living our lives that we forget. Like we don't even pray. We're so tired at the end of the day that we can't even take 5 minutes to formulate a prayer and tell God, thank you for keeping me. I was watching a video on TikTok and I'm becoming very selective as to who I follow on TikTok because I don't want my timeline on TikTok to just be people dancing and shaking their ass. I do want some people on TikTok who feed my spirit. So I was watching a video and this young man, um, as a matter of fact, let me see, did I save that video? Yeah, I did.
Have you ever wondered that maybe when things don't go your way, there was God keeping you? I mean, yeah, I know you really wanted that relationship to work out and you wanted that job to pan out for you, but do you remember when you prayed and you asked God to protect you from danger seen and unseen? I mean, after all, what's for you is for you and you're going to get it. And if it ain't, You ain't. So I tell you, the next time that it seems like the world around you is crumbling and your plans just ain't going right, I want you to look up and I want you to say, just another day that the Lord has kept me. Just another day that the Lord has kept me. He has kept me from all evil, and my mind stayed on Jesus. Just another day that the Lord he has kept me. Yeah, Lord.
2 minutes. 2 minutes to remind you that all of the stuff that happened in your life that day, today, he kept you. It don't take long. Before you go to bed, listen to something inspirational. Find you a song that you love. There is a minister on YouTube that I really enjoy. I enjoy his prayer. Sometimes I will just listen to that prayer at night before I go to sleep, and it calms my spirit. Find whatever it is that calms your spirit. It could be a song, it could be a scripture, it could be a prayer, it can be you praying, and do that every night. Put that into your nightly ritual. Sometimes when I'm washing my face at night and I'm, putting my moisturizer on, I'm praying. If somebody, comes in my spirit, like was it yesterday or the day before? Moth Mama asked about Phyllis. I got off the live. I said a prayer for her. Things like that happen for a reason. When you think about somebody that you haven't thought about in a while, they come to your mind just randomly. Pray for them. You thinking about your child is at school, and all of a sudden you think about your child. Say a prayer. That's your spirit telling you that that person needs some attention. Give it to them. So before you go to bed every night, clean your slate. Clean your slate. Listen to something that you enjoy. Read a scripture. Say a prayer. Hug your loved ones. Don't go to bed mad. My mother would always tell me that. Don't go to bed mad. Whatever problem you have with someone, try to resolve that before you go to sleep. Me and my husband, we never ever go to bed mad at each other. Never. If he get on my nerves, I get on his nerves. We are going to resolve that before we go to sleep. I'm not going to sleep angry. And I try not to go to sleep angry at anybody. If I'm having a problem with somebody and I can't resolve it with them, I try to resolve it within myself. Okay, well, I'm going to talk to them tomorrow, or I'm going to talk to them in a couple of days. Even if I have to write it down, just to get it off my mind. So that's just something, I wanted you guys to think about and to, look around and see. Are you seeing more people who are talking about their spiritual journey? Are you on yours, or have you been on yours, or is this Are you thinking about getting on it? It just seems like I see more people on it now than before. And someone in the comments asked me about the age of Aquarius, and I do want to do some more research on that. I am really not, and I don't know why a lot of people think that I am into astrology. I'm really not into astrology or numerology. I do see, when I do see repetitive numbers, I will say something about it, but I'm not deep into numerology like I see some people are. That's not a thing for me. And I'm not deep into astrology. Like, I'm a Leo, but I can't really tell you all of the things that Leos do. Phoenix, you late. You late too, because I'm getting ready to go. I know you probably like, you got a lot of nerve because you don't normally come on this late at night. What time is it, y'all? It's 8:46. I just came on because uh earlier the appliance man was supposed to come and repair one of the appliances in the kitchen. They didn't show up. So I was trying to wait for them to come because I didn't want to go live. And then the doorbell rang, and my husband was tired and he was asleep. And I didn't want to go live. And then the person came and I was going to have to get off. So when we figured that, okay, they ain't coming, I took a nap after my husband went to work. And then after I woke up, I was hungry. And so after I did all that, then I was like, um, I'm just gonna lie. Yeah, we are all late. So that's why we late, child. Because I normally don't come in this late because I know that you guys we're all in different time zones. So I try not to come on too late because I know, everybody is not like me. Like, I don't I don't have to get up in the morning and, go to work. So I try to be conscious that other people, have to get up in the morning, go to work and stuff. So you don't like to be on too late at night. Now I can be on as late as I want. Like, I would be on later at night. Like, we can really be cutting up at night, but y'all don't be showing up. So y'all don't show up at night. Phoenix said it's way past my bedtime. See, girl, I'm on my second win. I just woke up at like six, six something, and ate my dinner. Took Gizmo out to run around and play. And so let me tell y'all. So I guess the turkey that came in our backyard like 2 weeks ago or whatever, I guess I don't know what happened, but he lost heck of feathers. Because I have these little sticky things to keep the flies from, coming in when I open the back door. You know how flies be flying around the door and stuff? So I got one of those little sticky things, well, two of them hanging on these plants outside by our back door. And I looked at those things today and it's full of feathers. So it looks like the turkey must have bumped into that, or the thing must have stuck to him, because I heard him when she was trying to take flight to get over the gate. So she couldn't, I know she can't jump that high because the gate is over 6 feet. So she had to, get some momentum. And the bad thing is, between the gate and the house, the way the house is built, is not, it's just a walkway from the back door to the backyard. So it's not a whole lot of space. And I'm not sure how wide Turkey's wingspans are, but she got her ass over here. So I guess she figured, I got over here, I have to be able to get back. So she lost heck of feathers. So I'm going to go tomorrow and pray over. I'm gonna see which feathers I can salvage and pray over them, because obviously they for me. If that happened, they my feathers now. And I do like collecting uh things from animals, but I don't want them to be dead. If I see, certain bird feathers or whatever, I will collect them. But like, I won't pluck feathers from like a turkey that's been run over or a deceased turkey. I don't want their feathers, because that was more than likely a traumatic death, and I don't want to take from them. But she survived. I know she did, because my husband and Gizmo were outside on the opposite side of the gate. And they said he said when she flew over, she went on up the street, to catch her friends. I guess she went and told them they ain't even had no food in their backyard. I went all over that gate and they ain't even had no food. No, girl, we ain't got no food in the backyard, and we keep the trash cans closed so the skunks and possums and stuff won't get in the trash. So she ain't find shit to eat, so she left. Hey Jay, I think that too. I think that too. When the churches were on lockdown, people started looking. That I think was when people, more people started going online, and they were seeing more than just Christianity. Now, there were a lot of pastors who were doing their church services online, but I think people started seeing other things too, and was like, "Oh, okay, I ain't never seen this." But if it's older people like my mother-in-law, she was just looking for her pastor. Like, she is like my mother was when she was alive, honey. If you wasn't a Christian, you yeah, you may as well have been an atheist if it wasn't Jesus. Because I remember the first time my mother saw me as a Yawo, I had on all white, I had on my alekes, and she knew it was something. And she basically was kind of like, okay, I know something is going on, but keep that to yourself. She was just kind of like, I don't want to know. And I didn't go into it with her because I didn't want to, I didn't want to stress my mom out. I knew how she was about her Christianity, and I respect that. I do. I didn't want to stress her out. But my mother knew something was going on. Like, my mother, born and raised in Louisiana, my mama had seen all kind of shit. She knew the voodoo people and everybody else. So she knew when she saw me in all white, head covered, everything else, she knew something was going on. But, she didn't stress it. She was just like, as long as I know that you still believe in Jesus and you not just going off the rails, I don't have a problem. And that's what you guys have to understand that too. Just because you are initiated into Ifa or Santeria or Lukumi or any of these traditions, voodoo, any of them, you still have to honor the religion of your ancestors. You cannot be out here, you know, calling Jesus out his name and all of that kind of stuff because, your ancestors still, you still have some ancestors that love the Lord. So you have to respect them. You can't just act like it doesn't exist. And I'm never going to say that I'm not a Christian. Christianity is my foundation. Even though Lukumi or Ifa or whatever is your true foundation as descendants of Africans, Christianity is the foundation that you stand on because that's what we knew first, what we consciously knew first. Ifa, Santeria, Lukumi is our unconscious knowing. Unconsciously, we feel a pull to that. But we didn't know that. We didn't know what that was until it came to us consciously. So Christianity is our conscious foundation. If that's your foundation, if you grew up in the church like I did, I grew up in the church. But uh I knew, let me tell y'all the story and then I'm gonna leave. When I was about 6 or 7, I couldn't have been too much older than that. I had to be either 6 or 7. I used to go to this after school program and they decided to put on a African dance. So we were rehearsing, the drummer would come and this lady came and I just thought she was the most beautiful person in the world. This was the 70s. So this was when women were, wearing their natural hair, cornrows, braids, afros, dashikis. All of this was, prevalent in the Black community in the 70s. So they were teaching us how to, do these African dances. And even as a young child, the drums, it it just, did something to me. So, of course, I didn't understand what was going on. I just thought, okay, this is something new and I like it. So, we were practicing for seemed like forever, getting this, the little dance steps down. We was like, and she was teaching us how to move our hips and stuff. So, oh my God, this was something totally new. And so it comes down to the night of the performance. So we're performing. It's like it wasn't like a talent show because I don't think anybody won. But the night of the performance, they had already told our parents to bring us early because they were going to do our hair. And what did we have to wear? Did we have to wear a bodysuit or something? I think so. I think we had to wear a leotard. And so, my mama she was cool with that. Even though she really didn't like people messing with my hair. But she was like, okay, well, I don't know what they're gonna do to your hair. But she was fine. So we get there early and they like braided our hair and put cowrie shells and big beads and stuff in our hair. And then they like wrapped the material, and tied it on the side like a little skirt, and our little legs was shown. Okay, it was too much for my mama child. And then they put, wrapped our hair, with little material around our. We were so cute. And we all getting ready. They can't see us. The parents can't see us because we're like in the of the classroom with the door closed. So they can't see what's going on. And it's finally our turn to come out. The drums is playing, the energy is high, and I just can't wait to get out there and show off my new dance moves. I was so excited. I was so excited. The teacher, she go out first, and we following the teacher, and we doing all the dance moves. And honey, I locked eyes with my mama in the crowd. This is a Christian mother of the church who is seeing her child with a piece of material wrapped around her waist with a bodysuit on, legs showing, and everything. And if looks could kill, I would have fell dead right there in that elementary school class. My mama was like this. I mean, lip was touching her top. You know, she had that mother's board rock. She was, I mean, steam was coming. And it almost threw me off a step because I was like, I thought my mama was gonna be proud of me. I'm out here giving it my all. Do you hear me? I'm out here just, and I looked at my mama and she, so I kept going. I kept going. I finished. So we went in the back and we just knew oh my God, it was lit. We was all happy and stuff. And honey, so the lady, she takes all the little accoutrements off of us and stuff. Oh, and I think we had these like bells around our ankles and stuff. It was a lot going on. So she took all her little stuff back, and we changed and back into our regular clothes. And I went out to my mama. I knew it was gonna be some shit because I know her. And when she didn't say nothing. No, she didn't say nothing until we got in the car. And I got in the car. I used to have to sit in the back seat because I would get car sick, so I could never ride in the front seat. I used to always have to sit in the back. So I get in the back seat and, I'm like minding my own business because I knew some shit was coming. And she was like, so what was that? What? Now, had I known it was that, why you didn't tell me you wasn't going to have no clothes on? Huh? I had on a whole leotard and the little thing. Yeah, but your butt was moving and you was, y'all was jerking and carrying on. Why you didn't tell me that it was am I gonna have to talk to your teacher? Because I didn't like that. That looked like some old voodoo stuff. And oh honey. So I was like, why are you gonna talk to the teacher like all the other kids? And she was like, I don't care about them kids. They mamas probably don't love them. That was classic for my mother. When other kids did things that I thought were cool and my mother didn't, she would clearly be like, they mama don't love them. So the next day, when my mom took me to daycare, she asked the lady, she was like, so what was that? What were they doing? And why did you think that was okay? And why didn't you tell me that my child was going to be out here naked? And the lady was like, Miss Williams, she wasn't naked. My mother was like, yeah, she was. She was naked. She didn't have no clothes on. She had on some, you had something wrapped around her waist. She was naked. Her legs was out and everything. Cause honey, if you're not completely covered, you're naked in my mom's eyesight. So my mother was like, okay, well, I'm just going to tell you now that I don't want my daughter out here in front of these people gyrating and shaking her butt and stuff and being naked in front of people. If you can't put some clothes on my child and she can't dance like a little kid, these are children. If you can't teach them how to dance like little kids, like they should have been out there doing a hokey pokey or something. And you got these kids out here gyrating and throwing their legs up and stuff and they're naked. I was embarrassed and humiliated, even though the teacher didn't say nothing. She was nice. Cause back then, you ain't gonna disrespect no. Black women didn't disrespect each other back then, like it was a decent conversation. But my mother was concerned. She was concerned that her child, who was fully clothed in a leotard and um dang, I can't think of what they call that when you wrap the material around you to like make a dress, and the material that the little skirt thing and the little hairpiece, all that matched. We was so cute. It's just bad that, they back then in the 70s, they didn't have like cameras. Like they had cameras, but you didn't have your cell phone and stuff where you could take pictures and stuff like, we do now. So, because Lord, I wish I can still remember how cute I thought I was. Like that will always be a core memory for me. Now, the memory for my mama is totally different than the memory for me, because my mother, if she was alive, she probably still would have swore up and down that I was naked. She would probably still be like, no, you was naked. You ain't had no clothes on. And you out here gyrating and shaking and throwing your legs up and stuff. Oh, honey. After we got home, she didn't called her other church friends and was like, "Yeah, they had my baby out there naked. I had something around her waist, and she had these. If they had told me that the child was gonna be naked, she would have never went. I almost went out there and snatched her off that floor." And I'm pretty sure that it took the Holy Spirit Himself to say, "Let her dance, Lucille. Let that child dance." But honey, mama was like, and my mother already had this look like everybody was scared of my mama. So she already had a look like, I will beat everybody ass in here about my child. So yeah, it was bad. It was bad. But that was my very first feeling of African spirituality. My very first. And to me, even though I thought my mama was going to kill me, I thought she was going to snatch me. I'm looking for a picture of um of her. Even though I thought my mama was going to kill me, like legit kill me. When I first looked at her out in that, here she is. When I first looked at her out in that audience, I thought, oh, she's going to kill me. She going to kill me. She going to kill my teacher. All of us. We ain't going to make it. Lucille going to get us. But I'm still alive, y'all. I'm still alive. She didn't kill me. She was hot. She was hot, but she didn't kill me. But after that, I remember wanting to take an African dance class, and my mother was like, I wish you would. I wish you would. You ain't taking nothing African. So that kind of, squashed my whole African feeling, information, download, energy until I got grown. No, until I was 18 and I went to college and I met an African student. And I was just I remember being so intrigued by the fact that this boy used to live in Africa. And he hadn't been in the US that long. Like he's, of course, spoke English, but I had to kind of, had to kind of really listen to him because his accent was so heavy. Oh my God, I was so just African. So we were friends for a while. And then I just started meeting more people from Africa. And by the time I guess was in my late 20s, early 30s, early 30s, I was introduced to um Lukumi. I love African dance. Where do you live? Is it Culverism? Culverism? What state do you live in? Because I just watched a lady who lives in Texas, and she said that there are a lot of babalaos in Texas, Florida, Miami. There are a lot of people. Ooh, Minneapolis. Yeah, that's gonna probably be kind of difficult. Is there okay? This may help you. Um, is there and okay? See, I have to stop. I have to catch myself and remember that other places are not like the Bay Area. The Bay Area is a melting pot. We have everybody here: Hispanics, African, Asian. And when I say Asian, I mean Chinese, Korean, everything. And then, of course, white, um, Arab. Everybody is here in the Bay Area somewhere. And so go to like a Ethiopian restaurant, go to an African restaurant if they have those type of restaurants in your area, if it's authentic African. You can ask people, hey, do you know anybody that practices Ifa? If there are like African stores, see, there's a lot of like Jamaican stores, African stores that, sell African products because there are a lot of Africans here in the Bay Area. So when you are looking for something specific, you have to go to where that is. So if there is an Ethiopian restaurant, an African restaurant, an African store, like an African market, um, a candle shop, because sometimes there are candle stores or candle shops or incense shops or crystal shops or whatever, and it could be owned by Caucasian people, but they can know somebody that knows somebody. And when you are looking for certain things, you have to then go to that botanica. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. So Arnita said they have a large botanical. Do you mean botanica in Minneapolis? I don't remember the name. So you have to there are a lot of Africans. If there are a lot of Africans, then find you a nice African restaurant or African market or African store, and you just walk up to someone and ask them, "Hi, do you know? Oh, excuse me for a moment, but I'm interested in Ifa. Do you happen to know anyone that practices, or do you happen to know of any botanicas or churches or anything?" And you people are friendly. Most people are not unfriendly, especially if you're just asking a question. So, yeah, that's how you start. Start in your area. And if they don't know anyone in the area, they may be able to refer you to someone else, but you have to do your research. You have to. That is one thing that I am very adamant about, is doing your research. Don't just find somebody and be like, "Oh, I found them. I'm about to give them all my money." No. Who are you? Who is your godparents? Who made you? Who who initiated you? Where did you get initiated? Where do you do your initiations? How much are you charging? And I'm not saying ask them all these questions as soon as you meet them, but eventually you need to ask them all these questions. There are some people on YouTube who there are a few Babalaos on YouTube who say that they do take people out of state. They do initiations for people out of state, but I'm not gonna say I would be leery, but I would still be doing some mad research, and I would have to meet them in person and talk to them face to face, FaceTime them at least. But I want to see where you gonna do your work at. I don't want to be surprised. Like, I don't want to just the day of that, and that is what I see a lot of people doing. They wait until the day of their ceremony to meet their Babalao face to face. I wouldn't want to do that. And I know it's expensive to travel, but you need to put that in your budget. That I want to meet the person before I get initiated face to face. I want to see where my initiation is going to be done. I want to know who else is going to be there. All of that is important. So, one thing, stack your money. If this is something that you really want to do, start put aside start putting aside money for your initiations, because none of this stuff is free. Nothing is free. And it shouldn't be free, because your ser- oh, your so the man that fell from Earth is on Apple TV. I'm so distracted, y'all. Is that on Apple TV? I thought that was coming on Stars. Um, okay, I didn't say play the. Oh, I guess so. Oh, I'm gonna watch that. Start stacking your money. Start putting money away every month. If I'm gonna have to hurry up, y'all, because my I gotta charge my computer. Plus, we already been on here an hour and 33 minutes. But let me say this before I leave. Start stacking your money. If it's not but $20 a month, start putting that away in case you have to travel, in case you have to fly or drive or whatever. Start stacking your money, because the cheapest that I have seen for an Aleke ceremony is 200, and that's just for the Alekes. that's not, I'm pretty sure the hand of Ifa is more expensive because you're going to receive more. But they have to feed you, and during a ceremony, you're not just gonna eat burgers and fries. Like they not feeding you McDonald's. Like they feeding you a legit meal, like goat, chicken, rice, beans. Like it's a spread. We had our food. It's a spread. Like you are legit treated like a king and queen that day. So you gotta pay for it. Oh, it's on Showtime. Why it show up on my Apple TV thing then? Is it for real? Cause it showed up on my Apple TV thing. Oh, it's they probably let you see the first episode, huh? Would they let you see the first episode on Apple TV and then the rest of the episodes are on Showtime? I think so. I watched the first episode. I told my husband I need Showtime because there's something else on Showtime that I want to watch too. So start there. Um, just start looking for places in your area that like an African restaurant or whatever. Because I went to an African restaurant here in the Bay Area with a friend of mine, and I had, well, both of us were initiated. It was the young lady that was initiated with me. We became really good friends. And so we used to go out a lot. But like when we go out, we always tuck our alekes. We don't wear them out. And we were at the restaurant, and of course someone saw it and came to us and um greeted us, and wanted to salute and everything. So yeah. Oh, was it good? I like that guy. What's his name? Is he African? The main character guy, isn't he African? What's weird to me is why celebrities feel like, okay, that's a whole nother conversation. Why celebrities feel like they have to hide the fact that they have been initiated into Santeria or Ifa or any of the um traditional African religions. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. Yeah, check the Botanica. Start there. There's normally always someone at the Botanica that the Botanica should be named after an Orisha. Botanica Oya, Botanica Oshun, Botanica Shango. All the botanicas that I've ever been to are named after an Orisha. And it's normally the owner of the botanica is named after their head Orisha. It's either Botanica, Santeria, Botanica, whatever, Botanica. Yeah. Isn't he African? So check, because I know it's one not too far. Oh, I didn't know it was one in Walnut Creek. Let me see. Yeah, because this one is Botanica Ile dos Aguos. Isn't Dos Agos like two waters? So two waters is probably has something to do with Oshun and Yemaya. And this one is Botanica yerba. So it always normally has some type of connection to um depending on what it is, like who owns it. So yeah, that's a good place to start. As a matter of fact, I done found a new Botanica. I actually want to um check out this one in Walnut Creek. Well, this one is in Pittsburgh. Yeah, I might go check it out this weekend. And if I do, Yelp be making you want to like you forcing you to. I'm gonna look at my husband's phone when he get home because he got Yelp. I can't be adding all this shit to my iPhone. This I hate this iPhone. Who told me to get this damn iPhone? I hate it. I hate it. I hate the storage and all this kind of stuff. I hate this damn phone. So, yeah, I just had to throw that in there. So, yeah, check there first, and I gotta go because my computer is about to die. It's about to turn red. Hey, Melissa. So I love you guys, and maybe tomorrow we will talk about why celebrities feel like they have to hide the fact that they are practicing these religions. Like, what the hell are they scared of? So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow I will be able to come back at my regular time. So probably around 4 o'clock, probably somewhere in there between 2 and 4. Okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you. Thank you for being here. Bye.